KTO Sliding Compression Gamma Intramedullary Nail Operation Demo. Step 1. Position. The patient lies on the surgical traction bed in supine position. The affected limb is adducted and extended. In order to obtain images easily, the unaffected limb should be abducted away from the affected one. Monitor the operation via the C-arm. Step 2. Reduction of fracture. Conduct reduction on fractured bone. When the reduction has finished, internally rotate the affected limb by 10 to 15 degrees, or more. Adduct the affected limb by 10 to 15 degrees. Fix on the traction bed. Step 3. Incision and entry point. A horizontal incision is started from the greater trochanter towards the proximal end, extended 5 to 6 centimeters. The optimal entry point is located on the tip of the greater trochanter, or the slightly lateral side, which is 5 degrees away from the anatomical axis of medullary canal. Step 4. Open medullary canal and ream. Open the cortex and ream using cannulated awl. Load ball-tipped guide wire into the gripper. Insert the guide wire from the rear of the awl into the intramedullary canal. Remove the awl. Insert the protection sleeve and guide wire sleeve along the guide wire. Remove guide wire sleeve. Connect the flexible reamer to the electric drill using an adapter. Ream the canal towards distal end. The diameter of the flexible reamer gradually increases from 8.5 millimeters. After the distal reaming, use 15 millimeters proximal reamer to complete the proximal reaming. After the proximal reaming, remove the reamer and protection sleeve. Step 5. Install the main nail. Select appropriate length for the intramedullary nail. Use the nail holding screw to install the main nail onto the targeting handle. Fasten the screw with a T-handle hex wrench. Make sure the screw is fastened tightly. Insert ball-tipped guide wire. Push the main nail into the proximal femur via the handle. Adjust the obliquity angle of femur, then install the strike rod onto the handle. Tighten with a wrench. Install extracting rod. Mildly strike the rod with a slotted hammer in order to insert the nail. Check the position of main nail on the monitor. Remove the rods and guide wires. Step 6. Proximal locking. Install proximal targeting arm onto the handle and fasten it with a locking wing bolt. Insert proximal sleeve, cortical sleeve, and trocar into skin surface in sequence. Make an oblique 1 cm incision near the sleeve tip. Continue to push the sleeves and trocar to the lateral cortex of femur. Extract the cortical sleeve and trocar. Insert primary screw locator. Insert 3.2 mm threaded guide wire into the proximal femur, and stop at 5 to 10 mm below the articular cartilage of the femur head under AP and LAT imaging. The guide wire is at the center of the femur neck. Set guide wire depth gauge to measure. The indicated reading is the required length for the primary screw. Insert secondary reamer from the slot below guide wire sleeve until reaching the depth limit. Switch to the secondary drill. Drill into the femur neck. Use the drill under monitoring. Stop at the target length, which is 5 mm shorter than the previous reading. Remove secondary drill. Insert secondary screw locator into the hole. Remove primary screw locator. Insert primary reamer along the guide wire. Open the lateral cortex. Switch to the primary drill with a limiter. Drill into the femur neck along the guide wire. Adjust the limiter to the target depth for the primary screw. Check the position of the guide wire through monitoring. In compression mode, the length of selected primary screw should equal to the depth of the drill hole minus the intended distance for compression. Connect the primary screw tail to primary screwdriver, then press the holding rod on the top of the screwdriver. Screw in along the guide wire. Determine the depth of screwing according to the compression distance. Stop when the depth mark on the screwdriver reaches the tail of proximal sleeve. The T-handle must be vertically aligned to the guide wire. and the groove on the screwdriver must face to the distal end of the limb, in order to remove the secondary screw locator. Connect the secondary screw to the screwdriver. Remove the locator. Screw into the hole below the primary screw. Rotate clockwise to apply compression. Stop when the black mark on the secondary screwdriver and the 0 reading on the primary screwdriver align. Remove all of the devices except the implants. Leave the handle on the nail. Step 7. Distal locking. If 2 locking screws need to be installed on the distal femur, a distal targeting arm is required. If the selected main nail is 180 or 200 mm, the distal locking can be done directly on the proximal targeting arm. Install the handle. Assembly distal sleeve, drill sleeve and locking trocar first. Push the sleeve set to skin surface through the slot on the targeting arm. Make an incision of 0.5 cm. Continue to push to bone surface. Remove the trocar. Using a 4.0 Kirschner wire to drill a position pit on bone surface will significantly improve the accuracy for aiming. Drill through cortices on both sides of the bone with a 4.0 mm drill bit. Remove drill sleeve and measure the depth with a depth gauge. Choose appropriate 4.5 holding type, fully threaded locking screw. Use the locking screwdriver to screw it in along the sleeve. Stop when the black mark on the screwdriver is aligned with the edge of sleeve tail. Take C-arm examination. Remove distal sleeve and targeting arm. Step 8. Install end cap. Use holding screw, ball end wrench to remove the holding screw and targeting handle. Install the end cap using end cap, ball end driver. Take AP and LAT imaging to check the position of implants. KTO, sliding compression gamma, intramedullary nail, extraction demo. Remove the end cap with end cap driver. Unscrew the secondary screw counterclockwise. Then extract it with the screwdriver. Connect primary screwdriver to the primary screw head. Fasten the holding rod. Then unscrew and extract the primary screw counterclockwise. Screw the extracting rod into the tail of main nail. Tighten it with a wrench. Connect SW 4.0 hex screwdriver to quick lock handle, then use it to unscrew distal locking screw. Reversely strike the hammer to extract the main nail. Finally, implement a standard suture. Thanks for watching.